All right, Cassie, this could save your life or be super dangerous.
There's a new piece of technology out that kind of made a splash and has sort of faded into the background, but it's really important that people know about it because there's a huge positive side, but there's also a dark side to it. So Apple has released things called AirTags, which, if you're familiar, it's like, do you guys know what Tile is? Like the Tile little squares, you can connect it to your keys and
Wallet.
stuff.
Yeah.
And it finds
I put one of those on a kid at Bert's Big Adventure.
Yeah, that's right.
And that is exactly why AirTags are awesome and so popular. People are buying them. They're like $39 each. You can buy a 4-pack for $100. You can get them customized, and people are sewing them into their kids' clothing in case their kid ever goes missing while they're out. They can track the location of their child and find their child super quickly. I mean, of course, you can do it for keys and luggage, other valuable items like your laptop bag. If you travel a lot and you're afraid someone's going to walk off with it, you can easily find it instantly, and the AirTag will chime as well. So if you lost it, you can hear where it is, like in your house. But it can save a child's life if a child gets kidnapped or even just wanders off on their own while you're like at the zoo, at the aquarium, out in public.
Makes mental notes, sew these into every single item of Jimmy's clothing.
I've already bought my 4-pack for sure for my kid Hazel.
Kristen, just to let you know that Bart has already done that with your clothing years ago.
Check that overalls pocket right now.
And that is the dark side of Apple AirTags.
What?
Is that it is enabling stalkers to track victims. So one woman found one taped to the underside of her car bumper because they're so cheap. It's so available. It's so easy to access. Abusive partners are putting it in their partner's clothing so they can track them where they're out and find them no matter what. Now, there is like a security feature. So if you have an AirTag.
People got to ruin good things.
I know, they do. Because people are evil inherently. That is my new look on the world. No one's good. Everyone's evil until you prove that you're good.
People aren't born evil.
Are you sure, Bert? Have you seen my baby pictures?
Most people aren't born evil.
This is a person that has to go through every Facebook comment.
She
would know.
Trust me, I used to be like, people are good. And now I'm like, people are bad. And there are a few good ones. It's, you know how there are like a few bad apples ruins the bunch? No, there are a few good apples. But anyway, so you'll get a warning. If you're traveling with an AirTag and you have an Apple device, like an iMac or an iPhone, iPod, or an iPad that is not yours, it'll give you an alert. And you can actually disable the tracking. And you can take the serial number to the police as well. So you can report it. But the problem is if you're an Android user, there's no way to tell. So the Apple AirTag will still work for the person with the iPhone, but you won't get an alert if you have an Android. So you just need to be hyper aware of who's had access to your clothing and stuff. And if you think you have a sketchy stalker or some weird person at work, you know, has been, I know, Kristen, you dealt with this at your work forever ago. Like
not here.
People. Yeah.
And then I hired her.
But you just need to be vigilant. And like, so it's like with every piece of technology, there's a positive upside, but there's a dark side. It can be taken advantage of.
Okay, so I'm a little bit confused here. So let's say I want to track you, Cassie, and I put this thing on your car somewhere, right? You don't even know I have it. You don't even know. How do you know when it's on the car?
If I have an iPhone and it's near the Apple tag, iPhone has software that will pick up any Apple AirTag, even if it's not mine. And if it's not mine, it says it'll, like, the AirTag will beep and it'll be like, yo, there's an AirTag traveling with you that's not registered to you. Now, you also have the option if you're borrowing someone's luggage or something to snooze it. And from what their consumer reports, it only does it for like 3 days in a row and only beeps for like 15 seconds. So you really need to be vigilant. If you hear it or if you see the thing pop up on your iPhone, don't ignore it. Now, the problem is if I had an Android phone and you tracked me, Bert, Android doesn't have that technology right now, so I would have no idea.
All right. So if I do have an iPhone, then it'll start beeping. It's not something I have to go in the settings and see that I have or anything like that.
It'll be automatic. It works on iPhone, iPod, or iPad.
Okay. That's really important stuff right there. I would have never. I mean, if the people that are doing the wrong things would put the same energy into the right things, man, what an amazing world this would be. Right?
It's such a slim cross-section of people that it'll affect, but if you are in a relationship with someone who is abusive in any regard or controlling, it's something you might want to look out for.
And those things are super accurate. You remember, like, I lost my wallet outside of Elbow Room. And it remember that?
Yeah.
And it tracked it right to the grade where I think I dropped my wallet in on the sidewalk.
How drunk were you that night?
There was a miscommunication with Brian.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah. So it would be, how drunk were you guys that night? And the answer would be very.
The Bert Show.